But this is the thing, and here it is. Okay, now first Isaiah sees this vision of the Lord in verses 1 through 4. Verses 5 through 7, he goes through a process of confession and cleansing. Yeah, God blesses. Yeah, God forgives. But guess what? God also has a calling for us.
It's a calling. That's right.
We're not blessed and washed and cleansed just so that we can run around and praise and shout and sing and all that. No, we are all, yes, all that stuff is good. But we're also cleansed, healed, and restored to do a task. That 8th verse, then I heard a voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, here I am, send me. And it's at this point where we have to think about the greatness of God, the greatness of what he's done for us. And if God is so great and powerful, and if he has moved mightily in our lives, especially in our souls, to forgive us, who are we not to say, I'll go? You know, and we have a responsibility at this point. And I think this is what Isaiah feels. A sense of awesome responsibility to serve. After all, not everybody sees God in such a great and powerful vision. Indeed, you can look through the books of the Kings and also look through all of the prophets. Not all of the prophets saw such a tremendous vision of God. And even in our own personal walk with Jesus, we have experienced some things walking with the Lord that our mothers, our fathers, sisters, and brothers have not seen. You don't know, you wasn't there, you don't know when, you don't know where. So because Isaiah sees, also because Isaiah is aware that this experience could have gone the other way. Yeah, Isaiah, you're right. You got a whole lot of bad stuff in your heart, so I'm going to take you out right now. Boom! And that could have been the end of the story. But because he let me live one more day. What's that saying again? He woke me up this morning and started me on my way. We have to understand that there is meaning behind that. Because the very idea that we can function, think for ourselves, do for ourselves, he must still want me here for something, because there must be something else for me to do, because he's allowing me to still remain on this earth. So this verse stands alone, but this verse stands as a witness that if we have seen the greatness of God in our lives, and that we have confessed and know that we are forgiven through Jesus Christ, then when God calls us to action, we should respond with enthusiasm, with readiness, knowing how good he is, and knowing that he has spared us and wants us to be a part of his plan for salvation. You know, there are just some other religions, namely, I'm not going to name names, but in other religions, it's all about this great big God who knows everything, does everything on his own. But through Jesus Christ, we are also a part of God's will in the sharing of the gospel and being a witness to other people. So when God calls Isaiah, who will go? You know, that's Jesus calling us. Who will go? Who will go? And the enthusiasm that Isaiah answers with, when we think about what Jesus went through for us: crucifixion, the nails, the beating, the blood, and then rising up out of the grave with all power and all authority in his hands. That is reason enough for us to say, yes, I will go. Cut, and then we'll have time for discussion.
You know,